Hello YouTube, it's the D.B.T Gamer Show. Episode 41, Part 2. And I'm still reviewing Destroy All Humans, Big Willy Unleashed. Now if you haven't watched Part 1 yet, you've missed quite a bit, so please watch that part before you watch this part. Anyway, let's pick up where I left off. I've already explained the story, the multiplayer, the graphics, and the controls in Part 1. So let's begin Part 2 with the music for the game. The music for Destroy All Humans, Big Willy Unleashed, it's pretty good. The game is based in the 70s, so most of the music is quite relevant to the time. It's all disco sort of music. And okay. I'm not really a big fan of disco, but the music works. Okay, that's the gameplay. The gameplay in this game, it's basically an action game. That's all I can say really, and it's pretty good. In the story mode, you will go to certain locations, either by foot or by air, to find a mission. And this mission will be your basic task. I've already done all the missions, so unfortunately I can't show you any. And the missions some of them can involve fighting bosses, some of them can involve destroying a certain amount of things, and some of them can also involve protecting things. And most of the missions can be pretty difficult, especially the boss missions. But the game, when you finish all the missions of the game, there isn't really that much to do. But it's always a lot of fun just to blow everything up in your path with your multiple spaceships. The gameplay in this game is really, really good. And that's basically all I can say about the game. Now, let's go on to good stuff and bad stuff, and I'll give you a rating. So just give me 2 minutes. Right, good stuff about Destroy Humans, Big Willy Unleashed. Well, first things first, the gameplay is good. Completing all those missions and destroying buildings and blowing the hell out of people and defending things, the gameplay is really, really good. Second good about the game is the story. The story is really, really good and also really, really funny. The cutscenes. There aren't very many cutscenes in the game, but the cutscenes that are in the game are to help the story get along, and they also add to the funniness of the game. The other thing about this game are the extra missions. The extra missions are really good because there aren't that many. There are only 23 story missions, and the extra missions can keep you entertained for a while longer. And the extra missions can be kind of good, a good laugh as well, because one of them involves an inspector who tests crypto in a certain way, and all these tests tend to piss crypto off, and eventually ends up killing the inspector, which is extremely good because the inspector's a pain in the ass. And the other thing about this game is the robot known as Big Willy. He's extremely useful, but he's extremely useful for destroying buildings, humans, and completing missions. But there's only one problem with him: his battery does run out quite a lot, so you have to keep recharging with the electric gun. And the other thing about this game is also the spaceship, which is very good at doing certain missions. And the other really good about this game is definitely the weapons. The weapons in this game are fantastic. There's a big variety, and most of them are really, really good. And they're all upgradable, and they're all really good. And the other thing about this game are the bosses. The bosses in this game are really, really hard. The tank at the beginning of the game is pretty easy, but the boat is really, really hard. It took me quite a while to defeat the boat. The last boss is this giant stone robot, and it's not as hard as the boat, but it's still pretty difficult. There are only 3 bosses in the game, but each one is harder than the next. There's also quite a few codes you can put into the game. If you go to the unlockable screen and using the D.B.T and the thumbstick, you can enter a certain button combination which will give you a certain code like infinite health or infinite jetpack fuel. And these codes will stay in the unlockable menu so you can turn them off as much as you can. Some of these codes are extremely useful for finding certain objects in the game, like the energy cells which unlock more weapons and stuff. Okay, bad stuff about this game. Well, the bad stuff about Destoy All Humans Big Willy, well, the story mode is far too short. The story mode is extremely short and it really annoyed me. When I finished the story mode on this game, I only had one phrase that came to mind. Is that it? The story in this game is far too short. All bad stuff about this game are the camera controls. The camera in the game is fine, but controlling the camera can be extremely annoying. To control the camera, you have to tilt and twist the Wii remote, and this doesn't seem to work very well. And it's also a pain in the arm. Constantly having to move your arm around just to control the camera is kind of stupid. Okay, another bad thing about this game is the spaceship. The spaceship moves far too slowly. Getting around the cities is pretty easy, but when you try to run away from a mirage of missiles, the spaceship seems to go at a speed that is extremely slowly. This thing, I've seen cars that move faster than this piece of crap. Other bad things are you can't replay missions. Once you've completed a mission, you can't replay it. So basically, let's say if you completed a mission and you want to show your friend now how to do it, you can't, which is really, really bad. Another bad thing about this game is that there are very few cutscenes to move the story along. And the other bad thing is that there is no ending cutscene. That's right, people. This game, after the ending after you beat the last boss, the credits just come on. That's it. There's no ending cutscene at all. And the worst thing about this game is the most embarrassing thing about Crypto. Crypto can't swim. Let's just think about this. Crypto is an alien. He can drive a spaceship, drive a giant walking thing, a giant walking robot thing, and lift humans up in the air with telekinesis and fire multiple weapons, but he can't even swim? That's just retarded. And the worst part of Crypto not even able to swim is he touches any body of water, even with his tiptoe, he dies. This is extremely annoying and it really pisses me off. Anyway, let's rate this game. Now, Nintendo gave this game a 35 out of 100, which is pretty harsh. The game doesn't deserve that harsh a grade. So, my rating for Destoy All Humans Big Willy Unleashed, even though it's very short and all that, I give this game a 3 out of 5. So it's a pretty good game. It's worth checking out. My next review will be Pikmin 1 for the GameCube. But until then, YouTube, bye-bye.